Cheers, guys. We did it. We did it. This was my true goal all along. We've reached 69,000 subscribers. Let me get a nice in the comments. Thank you so much, guys, to everyone who subscribed. Not only have we reached 69,000 subscribers, but we have also reached 69,000 subscribers at the same time as Zhao Sukaga, the father of Fire Emblem, is 69 years old. If that is not a divine sign from Naga, then I don't know what is. So on every single video that I've posted in like at least a couple of last months, a guy named Some Sarcastic Mage has been making a comment. Same comment on every single video saying that, Mangs, you should make a waifu tier list when you hit 69k. Well, to be fair, I always planned on doing this. Like, ever since I hit 50k, I wanted to do a waifu tier list of 69k, so that is exactly what we're going to be doing. So, I brought up this amazing website right here. It's called tiermaker.com. And it has a bunch of really cool tier lists, allows you to make your own tiers. You've seen me and Mecha use this before. And I found one of the Fire Emblem girls. It has exclusively every single girl from the series. Although it is missing some. I think it's missing some Drugdral girls, because it wasn't complete last time I checked. And it also doesn't have 3 houses, sadly. But it does have everyone else, and it's by far the best tier list I could find, so... yeah, again, I would just like to say this is just for fun and shits and giggles, and this is just like my opinion, man, so don't be offended if I put your waifu in shit tier, like, it's just a fun video. So I made a couple tiers here for the various waifus. In the top tier, we have the top tier waifu. If your waifu ends up here, then I commend you as a fellow man or woman of culture. Like, you clearly have very good taste. Then we have the hot waifu. You know, the hot waifu is like... yeah, your wife is very hot, don't get me wrong. I mean, she's just a little step away from being, like, the ultimate top-tier waifu. But I still commend you on your great taste. It's just, your wife is just not... she lacks that little something to make her the best, you know? Then we have the all-right waifu tier. Like, if your wife is here, that's okay, you know? I ain't judging, you know, that's fine. You're alright, you're alright. I mean, I think maybe you could stand to have better taste, but, you know... I'm not gonna make too much fun of you for having an alright waifu. Then we have the average waifu tier, which is, you know, I mean, your wife is not ugly or bad, it's just, why? Why do you have this waifu? She's just average, you know? And then, lastly, we have the shit waifu tier, which is just like, yeah, I don't, why is your waifu here? Like, that, again, these are just my opinions, but, you know, this is how I would rate the waifus. And then in the bottom tier, we have the jail tier, because there's so many girls here who are just underage, and I'll just say this right away, I don't care if she's actually 1,000 years old. If she looks underage, I'm putting her in the jail tier. Doesn't necessarily mean, like, she's a shitty character or anything, it's just, she's too young for me, that's basically what I mean. So... yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. This will take some time. So, we start out here. You can see the girls are ordered alphabetically. So, we're starting with Amy from Radiant Dawn. She's the shopkeeper. She's in Path of Radiance too. Now, Amy is... like, I would maybe place her in hot, because she is pretty good looking, but I think I'm gonna bump her down to alright, because... I'm not a big fan of her character. Like, I will sometimes include waifus, like, other I wouldn't just judge them on physical appearance alone. Like, this is a waifu tier list. Like, other things than just look can come into play here. Like, this is a waifu tier list, so you gotta take into every single factor here. But yeah, Amy, I mean, there's something about her that puts me a little bit off. She's a little bit weird, and her attire is also a little bit boring, if I may say so myself. Like, yeah, she's clearly a good-looking woman. She's got a good body on her, but it's like she keeps covering it up under a hoodie. So, yeah, nah, not a big fan. But she's all right. I don't think it's very fair to place her in average. Then we have Almeda, the mother of Rajayon and former wife of Ashnard. I mean, Almeda is certainly a good-looking woman, but I think I'm gonna put her in average waifu tier right here. She's got a nice figure and all, and she's clearly very beautiful, but I don't like her obsessive personality. It's like she reminds me too much of a mom who just doesn't want to let you go. So yeah, she's average for me. Then we come to Amelia from Sacred Stones, and I'm sorry guys, but I'm gonna have to put her in the jail tier. I mean, even if Amelia was a little bit older, I'd probably put her in the shit, but you know my opinions on Amelia. I will say though, for all you Emilia fans out there, that I don't actually think that Emilia is a bad character, like personality-wise. I just think she's like a meme at this point. It's just a meme hate on Emilia, guys. I know a lot of you guys like her. I don't mean to like trash her waifu too much, but I'm sorry. She's ending up in the jail. Next up we have Anna, and oh, Anna, I do like Anna. She definitely belongs in hot waifu tier. I'm not a big fan of what they've done to her in recent years. They've sort of turned her into sort of like a greedy money grubber, but I still think her design is wonderful. She's been around in basically every single Fire Emblem game, except for Gaiden, and her attire is really cool, and you can't really go wrong with a hot redhead, you know? Some of her cipher art is really amazing. Next up, we come up to Azura, or I called her Aqua a lot, I remember, in my first playthrough. Now, I'm going to do something that might piss off a lot of people. I'm going to put her in average waifu tier. And by the way, I'm not rating these, I'm not rating the waifus in tier. So, I'm not bothering to, like, organize them inside their respective tiers. I may do it for the top tier waifu tier once I'm done with it. So, I'm going to put Azura in average waifu, merely because I just think she's really boring. I did like her initially, but her personality in Fates really put me off. I was never a big fan of the whole distant, aloof girl. Just not a personality type that appeals to me at all. And, I mean, she's like very, very slim, if that's your thing. But for me personally, I prefer my woman with a bit more curves and a little bit more meat on the bones. So, sorry, Azura just doesn't do it for me. Then we have Arit, and Arit is like the... I almost don't want to spoil Fates, but then again, Story of Fates sucks. She's the mother of Azura. I'm gonna put her in shit waifu tier because she does nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. Then we have Ashura. Now, Ashura is a good-looking woman. She is a goddess after all, but I know there might be some of you guys who really like that prospect, who really enjoys like the whole goddess chick. For me, it doesn't really do anything. If a woman is a goddess or not, doesn't like it's not a kink of mine, let's just put it that way. It's a little bit too stern, I guess. I think we're gonna put Ashura in average waifu. She's not shit. I don't think she belongs in shit tier, but she doesn't do quite enough for me to be placed anything above average, I think. Next up is Astrid. I know Astrid is a very popular girl. A lot of people really like her. I think in big part because she has Paragon. She's very easy to train. There's something about like girls that are easy to train, that we can train from Zeros to Heroes, that people bond very over. And I think I'm gonna put Astrid in alright waifu. I think she's cute, but something about her eyes creep me out a little bit. Like, I don't know why. Her eyes are weird. And she's not really my type, but I don't think she's average. I think she's alright. But I will say, I think she's probably a little bit below Amy. Next up is Athena from Shadow Dragon. And Athena is, I mean, some people might like her. I'm not a big fan, honestly. I'm just not a big fan of her design. I know Petra from Tree Houses is very inspired by Athena. I think Petra is leagues hotter, by the way. But yeah, I can't really say much about Athena. It's the short hair, doesn't really do it for me. The weird speech. I do like sword ladies, usually, but it's just something about Athena just looks a little bit odd to me, so she's average. Next up is Baruka. Now, I know that Baruka doesn't belong in the jail tier. I know she's technically, like, old enough, because you can marry her in Fates. But then again, you can also marry Elise in Fates. And I would place Elise in the jail tier. Now, Baruka has never been a big favorite of mine, in either as a unit or like as a her appearance. She just looks too young for me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna place her in jail, even though I know she's technically not illegal. It's just she's too small for me. I'm sorry, and the short hair just doesn't do it. Next up is Bronya from Binding Blade, and Bronya definitely belongs in the hot waifu tier. I think it's not just because she has big titties, it's also because I just like her design overall. I like female sages, they're pretty. I like her little, I don't know what, like the little headband she has there. Or it's a little bit more of like a necklace that she binds. I don't remember the name of it right now. I like her hair, and just, her personality is a little bit boring though, which kind of almost prompts me to get her down to alright waifu, but I think she's pretty enough that she belongs in the hot waifu tier. Next up is Shida. And Shida, I think this might actually shock some of you, but I'm actually gonna put Shida in top tier waifu. Now, Yeah, she's not blonde. She's not, like, in the looks department, she's actually not, like, my favorite. She might be the bottom tier of the top tier waifu, but I really, really love Shida's personality. I love her personality in the anime, actually. The Mimi anime. I think she is actually one of the best female characters I've seen in a lot of anime. I just love the way she acts. But even in the later games, what I love about Shida is, this may sound a little bit weird to you guys. I love how she's on the surface, she's really sweet and really like innocent looking, but she's actually very manipulative and very devious. Like, and I'm not saying like I'm not saying like being manipulative is like a good thing, but for me, I love how she has like a mischievous side to her that you only really see in glimpses. How she flies around the battlefield and will openly flirt with guys to recruit them into Marth's army, even though she knows she belongs to Marth. She's not gonna give him anything, but she flies over to Roger and he's like, "Do you believe in love?" And he goes like, "Oh yeah, sure I do. Let me join your army." She's like, "Okay, bye." I don't know. There's something to Shida that I just find very alluring. Like, she has like dual personalities. She is perfectly sweet and princess-like when it suits her, but you know, if she needs to flirt with guys to recruit them into the army, she will. And she does it in such like a underhanded way that I really find it fascinating. I really do. I'm a big fan of Shida. Always have been. And yeah, she's a top tier waifu. I know it may sound a little bit strange, but I really, really, really like Shida. Next up is Khalil, and I don't think anyone's gonna be surprised. She goes straight into top tier waifu. It's not just because she's blonde. I'm not gonna say like, being blonde is not automatically top tier for me, but Khalil definitely pulls off the whole look really well. I really like her sassy personality. She's sort of like, how can I put this? She's sassy and high class while not really being like snobby or rude. It's really weird how they managed to pull it off. She's not even like a city girl. She's a farm girl originally. As we learn from Nephanie's supports. She just learned how to become sophisticated. And I find Khalil very intriguing. I think she's really cool. And I just love her attire. She's got great legs, great hairstyle. Just overall really wonderful design. Next up we got Camilla, and this is a tricky one. So part of me just want to chug Camilla into shit tier because of her personality. And because I just think her design is horrendous, but I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair at all. Like, Camilla is, like, if we can agree on anything regarding Camilla, it is that she is really attractive. Like, yeah, I hate her panty window, but everything else about her design is really cool. So, I'm tempted to put her in hot tier just because of her personality, and just because of her personality, that's a nice typo. Just because of her looks. But I think I'm gonna end up putting her in, like, an alright waifu tier. Because she has huge titties, and that will count for something on a Mang's tier lists. I mean, it has to, right? It has to. She is attractive. If we removed her panty window and her psychotic personality, she'd probably be in hot or top tier. Maybe. Next up, we have Kath from Binding Blade, and sorry, she goes right to jail. Don't really like this waifu at all. I don't think she should be called a waifu because she is a kid. Next up we have Katria, and Katria definitely goes right into hot waifu tier. I like Katria a lot. I like the White Wings, except for the last one. Katria, I think a lot of people would place her in top tier. I don't think she belongs in top tier. And I do think Pala is hotter. She's alright. I mean, I feel like the fanbase thickify her a lot though. And by thickify, I mean, she's pretty petite and slim. Her sisters are too. But for some reason, the fanbase always draws them with, like, these huge thighs. Next up is Cecil, or Cecile? From from Book 2 of Fire Emblem 3, or Fire Emblem 11? 12? Something along those lines. I would, like, every time I have to talk about New Mystery of the Emblem, I always struggle I always have to think which number it is in the series, because Awakening is 13, right? It's just like, it's really weird. Anyway, Cecil. Doesn't really do it for me. I'm gonna put her in average waifu tier. She's alright. I like her as a unit. Headband is cool, but she doesn't do a whole lot for me. Cecilia. I'm gonna put Cecilia in... I want to place her in Hot Waifu because Heroes has sort of made her so much sexier than she was in Binding Blade, especially voiced by... I feel like being voiced by Charami Lee just puts you up so many points, but I think she belongs in Outright Waifu. I think Cecilia is cute, but Heroes has definitely made her a lot more into like a sexy mommy type character than she was originally. Next up we have Celica, and I'm actually gonna put Celica in top tier waifu. I'm gonna place her above Shida, but below Kalol. Celica is probably one of the best female designs in the game. Not gonna lie. I love Celica's attire. She is so incredibly pretty. Probably the most classy attire we've ever seen in Fire Emblem, while still being gorgeously sexy. Love her voice. I'm not a big fan of like all the stupid stuff she does in Echoes, but then again, we gotta remember, Celica's like what, like a 17-year-old girl? How mature were you at 17? Like, I don't know. I'd probably do a lot of stupid shit if I was the main character of a Fire Emblem game at 17. Next up is Charlotte, and Charlotte is probably a woman that a lot of you guys will think like she should go straight to top tier or hot waifu, like blonde with big tits. But I'm actually not hugely keen on Charlotte. I don't think she belongs in like average. I'm contemplating whether she belongs in hot waifu or alright waifu tier. I think... I'm not a huge fan of her design. Her face looks a little bit odd. Her tits are a little bit too fake looking. I actually don't mind silicone tits, like, to some degree. But hers looks like they are like bolt-on tits, which is not a big turn-on for me, honestly. So I think I'm going to put her in alright waifu tier. I'm not a big fan of her personality at all. Not really a big, like, gold digger gimmick. Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't mind them doing different things with characters, but for me, it doesn't do a whole lot. Next up is Church, and Church definitely goes straight up into hot waifu tier. Like a maid riding a wyvern, can't get much better than that. I love her bareback outfit in Awakening, really sexy. And yeah, next up we have Claire, and yeah, she goes straight into top tier waifu, above Khalil, above all the rest. I should have made another tier, but I didn't want to have too many tiers here. God, I love Claire. I met her voice actor in Anime North, and oh my god, it was unreal to hear Claire talk in real life. Let me just tell you that. That was one of the best experiences I've ever had. God, I love Claire. She is just, everything I want in a girl. I love her sassy, noble woman attitude. I just love the way she talks. I love the way she dresses. I just love everything about her. I don't know why I resonate so strongly to a character like Claire, but it's just like every time she's on screen, I'm just sitting there going, oh my god, I don't know what it is. I don't know why I'm like this, but everything Claire does just drives me insane. Next up is Chlorine, a character that I actually like a lot. She's part of the Regalay family, which I love everyone from the Regalay family. People think I only like Louise, but I'm a big fan of Pan, Klein, Chlorine, and Louise. I like all of them, really. They're my favorite family in Fire Emblem. So I actually do like the other characters a lot. Now, Chlorine is a cute girl, and she is actually one of my favorite units to use in Binding Blade. But I'm gonna have to place her in jail tier because she's just too young. She's just too young. I'm sure once she, like, becomes her mother's age, she'll be really cute, but in Binding Blade, she's like 13. You know who else likes Chlorine? Or, you know who likes Chlorine? Like, Narshan likes Chlorine, and we all know Narshan's a creepy pedo, so yeah. I'm sorry, Chlorine, you're gonna have to be in jail tier until you grow up, but... like, you don't belong in the same tier as Amelia. I'm sorry for putting you there. I really am, but I really have no choice. So, next up we have Cordelia, and Cordelia goes straight into hot waifu. I like Cordelia a lot, actually. I wasn't a big fan of her until I did a spotlight on her, and once I sort of got into her supports a little bit, I definitely sort of saw a new side to her. She's obviously very good looking. Even though she has no tits, which is kind of funny, but that doesn't really matter when you're that good looking, so Cordelia is definitely a solid choice. She's a hot waifu. Next up we have Female Corrin, and Female Corrin is very popular. I'm not a big fan of Corrin, obviously. I think that Corrin's just not that great. Like, personality obviously huge minus, but looks-wise, Female Corrin definitely has a lot going on for her. I think I'm gonna place her in alright waifu tier. She's, not a big fan of the barefoot design, but I understand it appeals to a certain demographic of people, but yeah. yeah, no, I'll put her in alright waifu tier. I think she belongs there just based on her looks alone. Next up, we have Cynthia. Now, fun fact, I used to date a girl that looked exactly like Cynthia. Like a little bit older looking, obviously. But I do like Cynthia. I'm not a big fan of her personality. I always felt like she was a bit of a... She resembled Owain a little bit too much. But I do... And I'm not like... I do like pigtails on girls, but her style of pigtails, I'm not a huge fan of those. I think I'm gonna put Cynthia in alright waifu tier. I think she's pretty for sure. But she doesn't quite belong in hot tier for me. Maybe she does. I'm a little bit... I might come back to this one later. Next up is Delthea, and Delthea goes straight to jail. Even though I like Delthea as a unit, and I think her design is actually really cool in Echoes, she still goes to jail tier because she's too young. Next up is Dorothy. Now I feel bad for doing this, because I actually think Dorothy is actually, that's a lie. She's not a cool character at all. She's an archer. I don't like her. She goes straight to shit. I will commend Binding Blade, though. Like, we don't get a lot of ugly-looking characters in Fire Emblem these days. Everyone's just so goddamn attractive, you know, because we always have to appeal to everyone's marriage fantasies. And so I will say that while Dorothy belongs in shit tier as a waifu, I still wish we have more ugly characters in Fire Emblem. It's just not everyone needs to be super attractive, you know? It would be nice to spice things up a little bit. Next up, we have Echidna, and Echidna is definitely a waifu that I like a lot. Or I like her a lot as a character. I'm not sure if I like her as a waifu, that's the thing, right? Contrary to the popular belief, people are like, oh, Mensch doesn't like strong women. No, I like strong women. I dig a good Titania, but while I love Echidna as a unit, I don't know if I'd rate her very high on the waifu scale. I mean, I certainly don't mind her as a waifu, but I just don't think that suits her very well, you know? She's the kind of woman that rebuilds villages and stuff. She's not really one to put on a wedding gown, you know? I'm gonna put her in alright tier. I think that's where she belongs. Next up is Erika. And Erika is a girl that I think is obviously very attractive. She belongs in hot tier for sure. But I will say, I've said this on many occasions before, but I think Erika's cheating a little bit with her attire because you can't really go wrong with a miniskirt and thigh-high boots. Like, you put this on any of these girls, they go up a tier easily, you know? Next up is Ellen, and Ellen is... I think she belongs in alright. I do think she's pretty, but she's a bit plain. The priestly gown hides a bit too much of her, but she's definitely very cute. Then we have Effie. Effie is a girl that doesn't really do a whole lot for me. I know a lot of people really love the whole strong and tough thing that she's got going on, but I personally am not a big fan of, like, muscle women. It's just not a thing that appeals to me. I understand that it appeals to some, but for me, it's just not a big thing. So, I'm gonna put her in average waifu tier. Next up, we have Ella's smart sister. I think if you like Lucina, you might like Ellis. But for me, Ellis doesn't do a whole lot. She's just sort of like female Marth. So, yeah. She shows up at the end of the game. You don't really get to play around with her a lot. We don't know much about her personality. We know she's, like, canonically paired with Merrick, I think. But yeah, nah, she goes into average tier for me. Doesn't really do a whole lot. But she's not bad looking. Next up is Alincia. And Alincia, she goes straight to hot waifu tier. I like Alincia a lot. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. I love how she goes from a weak, defenseless little princess to sort of a strong queen. That is a really cool arc, actually, that I think, that's how you really do a good character arc. But she never quite becomes, like, super overpowered. She always feels very mortal in Radiant Dawn, but I just really like the way she goes from, as I said, like, innocent-looking, defenseless, cute princess to really strong queen, and I really felt like she should have ended up with Ike. I don't understand why they didn't pair her with Ike, but I guess... Actually, I do understand why they didn't pair her with Ike. Alright, next up is Elise, and sorry, she goes to jail. I know according to Leon, she's technically an adult, but she's too young looking for me. She is cute, a little bit too sweet for my taste though. But, you know, nah, sorry, go to jail. Next up is Emerin, and some of you guys might think I'm gonna rate Emerin very highly, but the truth is, Emerin does very little for me. She never has caught my eye, despite being blonde, despite being sort of like a motherly figure. Like, I imagine a lot of you guys must be like, oh, Manx must love Emerin. It's like, straight to top tier. No, I don't know what it is about her design. It's just never appealed to me, and which is really weird, considering she is normally the kind of character that I would love. Like, I love Mercedes from Three Houses, and she reminds me a lot of Emerin. But for some reason, I look at Emerina and I just go, eh. I can't explain it. She just doesn't do it for me. Next up is Enna, and I'm tempted to put Enna in like top tier waifu just because she proved Mecha wrong. But the truth of the matter is, Enna is average to me. I'm not a big fan of the short here. Just not. Dragon waifu doesn't give any special points for me. And yeah, I'm not a big fan. She's not bad looking by any means. And she does suit the short here, but as far as attractiveness goes, she's just not my type of girl. Next up we have Nina, and while I absolutely despise Nina's personality, I think she's really cute. Like, really cute. I think I'm gonna put her in hot waifu. Yeah, Nina's very cute. Like, I love her attire. I love her braided ponytail. It's really pretty. And her voice actor is kind of, like, she's got a cute voice to her. She really does. I just wish she wasn't, like, an idiot. Next up we have, is this like, it says something when I have to think before I select a character. This is Eremaya, the bonus character that they put into Heroes of Light and Shadow. I wouldn't be surprised if most of you guys don't know who she is. She's just like a bishop that got corrupted by Garneth. I'm gonna put her in average tier. She doesn't really do a whole lot for me, but she's not ugly. Next up we have Est, and I don't feel like it's fair to put Est in jail. I'd say she's just, like, old enough to not be considered jailbait. But I'm sorry, guys. I'm putting her in shit waifu tier. The short hair doesn't do a whole lot for me, and she's just a bad unit in all the games she's in. Yes, I know she's technically not bad in Gaiden, but meh. Next up is Fa. And yeah, despite being probably older than most characters in Binding Blade, she goes to jail because she acts, looks, and behaves like a kid. Next up is Farina. I had to think a little bit because I thought it might have been Shana, but no, it's Farina. Farina is, to me, average. I'm not a big fan of the short here, if I'm gonna be completely honest. But she's not bad looking. Pegasus Knights are always cute, but just not a character that I find particularly attractive. Not a big fan of the whole money gimmick that she's got going on. She's sort of like a little bit, like I guess she's the way they made Anna in the later games. Like money. Next up we got Faye, and I think a lot of people will probably expect me to put her straight into like top tier because she's cute and blonde, but her personality, like her personality is a huge turnoff for me. She's the wrong kind of... Some people are like, is Faye a tsundere? Not really. She's not a tsundere. I don't know what she is. Maybe the comment section can answer this. Like, I'm not big on my anime tropes, but... not a big fan of Faye at all. Her like, shall I kill more enemies for you? That just reminded me a bit too much of Perry. And you guys know how I feel about Perry. I will say though, Faye is gorgeous, like, looks-wise. Hell yes. Hell yes. If I went into a village and I saw this, I would, like, marry that so hard, but her personality is a huge turnoff. I think she could have been a top tier if her personality was good, but I'm gonna put her in hot waifu. Sorry, looks so long carried this waifu up here. I know a lot of people will disagree with this, because she has been the subject of a lot of controversy. A lot of people hated her inclusion into Echoes because of the way she acted, and I will admit, she really didn't belong there. Like, all the other characters in Echoes were so good, and Faye just felt like she stuck up like a sore thumb, you know? So... next up is Fina, the dancer, from Fire Emblem 3 and Shadow Dragon. No, sorry, from Fire Emblem 3 Book 2 and New Mystery of the Emblem. Fina is, it's kind of funny because Fin means pretty in Norwegian, so she's like prettia. She's cute, I like her, but I don't really have a big relationship with her, if I'm going to be completely honest. I think I'm going to place her in alright waifu tier. She's not ugly, she's definitely above average, but never had much of a relationship with Fina, if I'm going to be honest. Like, just, yeah. Next up we have Felicia, and I like Felicia a lot. Then again, I just like maids a lot. She belongs in hot waifu tier for sure. I didn't like her initially, but she's sort of grown on me a little bit. She definitely has. There's just something about her that I just feel, she's cute. I kind of like her clumsiness, you know? And, you know, you can't really go wrong with a maid outfit. Next up is Fiona, and Fiona. I actually used her in Radiant Dawn to some pretty good effects. Fiona doesn't do a whole lot for me. The short hair just isn't my kind of style. But I do like her armor design. I think I'm just gonna place her in average tier for now. yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. So, I just noticed that as the tier list grows bigger, you guys can't actually see the next row of waifus. So I'm wondering how I'm gonna do this. If I'm gonna like make it smaller, maybe. I could do that. Give me a second. Let's see. High quality video right here. Yeah, I could do this, I suppose. But yeah, as this tier list grows bigger, I'll need to like make it smaller and smaller, which is kind of weird. Okay, next up is Jesus Christ. I should remember this. Fiona. Fiora? Fiona? Fiora, Florina, Farina. Like, I should know this. I like Fiora. She's got some really good legs on her. Probably the best legs of the three sisters. She's definitely the prettiest of the three sisters and Blazing Sword. Don't hate on me, Florina, fanboys and girls. Especially one. But yeah, I think I would definitely put her in alright tier. She's not quite like super hot to me, but she's alright for sure. Next up is Fear, and I'm debating whether to put Fear in jail or if I should like put her in alright. I think Fear is really cute. I really like her mom. They definitely sort of made her look a little bit older in Heroes, and some of her later Cypher art, she looks very mature, but in Binding Blade, she definitely is sort of like a 14 to 15-year-old girl, so I'm gonna put her in jail. I'm sorry, guys. That's just my verdict. I'm just gonna play it safe on this one. Next up, we got Flavia, and I like Flavia a lot. Catherine in Tree Houses is clearly inspired by her, and I love Catherine. I think I'm gonna put Flavia in hot waifu tier. I really like her design, her look. It's just too bad she's not a better unit in Awakening. Next up, we got Flora. I think Felicia's definitely the hotter of the two maids, but I would still place Flora in hot waifu tier. Mainly because she ignites. Sorry, I had to. Don't hate me, please. Alright, we grew another row, so we're gonna have to minimize and do this. Sorry, guys, it's the only way I know how to do this. This might have to grow very small eventually. Next up is Florina, and Florina, I'm not gonna put her in jail, because I know she's not that young. She does look very young to me, though. I gotta be honest, guys, Florina doesn't do a whole lot for me. No hate to those who love Florina. I know she's extremely popular. It's just, she's just not my type of girl. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put her in average waifu tier. I'm sorry. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but she just, not a big fan. Not a big fan. She's too... I do like timid shy girls, actually. It's just something about her design that just doesn't appeal to me. Next up, we have Jenny, and... oh boy, I feel like she belongs in jail. She should definitely belong in jail. Although I will say that I think Jenny's sort of cute and adorable. I think she ends up with Saber, doesn't she? That's kind of fucked up. But, yeah. Nah, she goes to jail. Next up is Guinevere, and Guinevere definitely goes all the way to the top. Question is, does she go above Khalil? I think she does. I love Guinevere. She is so freaking gorgeous. Oh my god, I love her design. She is, probably one of the prettiest girls in Fire Emblem to me. I just love the whole princess look she's got going on. Some people find her a little bit plain, but I don't care. She looks like an angel to me. Next up, we have Hana. Hana is a waifu for me that just doesn't do a whole lot. I was never a big fan of her personality. I never really delved deep into her supports. For me, she was just kind of like the I like to train girl, which is just so boring. God, I hate characters who are like that. I train a lot. Look at me. I train. Look, you want to go train? Like, nah, sorry. Shit. Nah, I'm not going to put her in shit waifu. I'm going to put her in average, because she's not bad looking, but yeah. Next up, we have Heather, and Heather goes straight to top tier based on her looks alone. Yes, I know she's a lesbian. I will probably say she goes to the bottom of the top tier waifu, though. Yeah, she goes into the bottom tier because I just don't feel like she does a whole lot from, like, she's pretty, don't get me wrong. I'm just not a big fan of her personality at all. As Mecha said, I think she's sort of like, I hate it when she's like female sane, essentially. So her personality does nothing for me, but her looks wise, I absolutely love her. Next up, we have Hinoka. Hinoka's definitely good looking. I'm not, like, she's got some amazing thighs on her, but then she also got short hair and no tits, which are two things I'm not a big fan of, but I think I'm gonna place Hinoka in alright tier despite that. Oh, the tier list grows a lot bigger. I should have thought more about how to do this, because this tier list is getting very, very small right now. Next up is Lilith. Lilith is actually really pretty, but I just hate how she dies in both. Sorry, I spoiled it. It's so dumb. She's a fish. She goes into shit waifu. I'm sorry, guys. No, you know what? That's not fair. Let's put her in average. She is definitely pretty enough to be higher. It's just I hate how Fates can't handle her character. Next up, we got Idun, and Idun is really hot. I actually think she's super pretty. I really love how how they did her in Heroes. They did her art absolutely amazingly. Her description even reads, she is a beautiful dragon, and that is no joke. She is really pretty. Next up we have Igren, and Igren is definitely hot, but she's not top tier. She's definitely not top tier. I think she's a little bit of a tier below the rest, but I do love her attire. She's got, I like the little, like, I'm not sure if it's, she's got sort of a little, like, a birthmark on her chin. I'm not sure if it's a mistake with her, her portrait or what it is, but I actually think it kind of makes her look like a supermodel, which is kind of hot. Next up, we have Ileana. Now, post-time skip Ileana is a little bit too young for me, but, sorry, pre-time skip Ileana is a little bit too young for me, but post-time skip Ileana is definitely hot tier. Again, I will say, though, she does cheat a little bit with the high boots and the miniskirt, but, ooh, I like this girl a lot. Let's see how many waifus we have left. Okay, not that many. Maybe this tier list won't get horribly big. Next up is, God damn it, Aversa. I'm gonna struggle a little bit with some of these names. I do like Aversa. She has massive titties, which is a huge turn on for me, but I do like sort of the dominatrix vixen style lady. It's not like top tier for me, but she definitely belongs in hot tier. Next up we have Isadora. I actually think Isadora is really pretty. I have some disagreements with Mecha about how good she is in Blazing Sword. I think Mecha grossly overrates her as a unit. But I think she probably belongs in alright tier. She is definitely a pretty woman. Next up we have Ismare. Ismare is a waifu I don't really have a lot of connection with. Yeah, she's Joshua's mom. You can unlock her as a unit in the creature campaign. She's pretty good. I think she's one of the best ones, actually. But to me, she's sort of average. Doesn't really do a whole lot for me. Next up we have Jill. Jill is very pretty. I'm a big fan of redheads. The ponytail is amazing. I love how long it is in Radiant Dawn. Her armor is great. She's a great unit. I like her personality. She belongs in hot waifu tier for sure. Next up is Kagero, and I love Kagero. I think that, you know, her tits are maybe a little bit comically big at times, especially in some of her heroes' alt art, but I don't care, man. I love my titties. She goes into top tier waifu. She's like below Heather. She's like in the bottom of the top tier, but she's up there. I have like a freaking poster of Kagero on my wall. I like her a lot. Next up we have Carla, and Carla is amazing. Probably one, if it wasn't for Louise, I'd probably think Carla was one of the most attractive females in Blazing Sword. Best legs in the series, probably. And her figure is absolutely amazing. She goes into hot waifu tier for sure. I just wish she was a better unit. Next up we have Katarina from New Mystery of the Emblem. Katarina is very cute. I think Heroes did her justice for sure. I think I'll put her into alright tier though. I'm not a big fan of the short hair, but she's got some good legs on her. Next up is Selkie. Scratch my ears. Ooh, what's this? So Selkie is a girl that I actually think is really cute. I really like the female kitsune design from Fates. I think their attire is really pretty. Problem is, you can't really rate Selkie high without being called a furry these days. I don't think, like, I stand by my opinion that cat ears alone does not make you a furry. I think fur on the body makes you a furry. Like, that, when you like fur on the body, that's sort of when the line is crossed for me, but I'll put Selkie in hot. I don't care what people say. I think she's really cute. Next up, we have Shell, or some people call her Kjell. Shell is a Norwegian name, and, like, it's pronounced Shell. But, Not a big fan of her armor. She was recently added into Heroes. I think if you just removed her shoulder plates, she'd be fine, honestly. But for me, she goes into average. She just doesn't do a whole lot for me. That's something I've been saying a lot, isn't it? Next up is Clarice. And oh boy, she goes straight into top tier. Above Kaguro, but probably above Heather as well. I love Clarice. Blonde sniper, can't really go wrong with that. Some people have called her the evil Louise, which is a very fitting description for her. I think that's actually very accurate. So yeah, she's gorgeous. I love her little, like, I don't know. I love chicks who are a little bitchy, and she definitely fits that mold. Next up is Lauren. I'm not a big fan of Lauren. I think that her, like, she's very similar to Sylvia from Genealogy. I think she's very obnoxious, very clingy, and just not a huge fan of her attire and looks overall. I'm gonna put her in average tier. Next up is Lara Shell, and she goes straight into top tier for me. I don't care if she's not blonde. I thought she was blonde on my first playthrough because of my color blindness, but then I realized, like, oh shit, she's not blonde. That's embarrassing. But I still think her attire is wonderful. Her cipher art is some of the best in the game. I'm gonna put her, or best in the game, I say, best overall. I'm gonna put her like below Kalel, but above Celica. Next up is Laura, and Laura doesn't, like, she's very young looking, but I don't think she deserves to go to jail. She's a little bit older than the jail girls. I'm gonna put her in average waifu. Short here just isn't something that does a lot for me. And she's just a little boring, but yeah, I understand why some people find her cute, but I don't. Next up is Leanne, and yeah, no surprise here. She goes straight to top tier, right below Claire. I don't know what it is with angelic looking girls, but it's definitely a big thing for me. The wings isn't what does it for me. It's just like, it's her long hair and her gown that just, I don't know. She's just super gorgeous. I love her. Leanne is one of the prettiest girls ever made in Fire Emblem. Next up is Layla, and I actually think Layla's gorgeous looking. I think it's so weird that they gave her official art, despite, you know, her involvement in the game being rather minimal. She's got really good legs, and high heels as well. Absolutely love Layla. Matthew definitely is a lucky guy, or is he? Next up is Lena from Shadow Dragon, or Rena. I think Rena is cute. Not super cute. She belongs in alright waifu tier, I think. Not anything above that, though. And then we have Leth. Again, cat girls. Are you really a furry for liking girls with cat ears? I mean, I guess she turns into a literal cat, so I guess you would be a furry if you like that, but I'm just gonna rate, like, with the Lagoose girls, I'm just gonna rate their human appearance, right? I'm not gonna factor into the fact that they can transform into beasts. I think Led is actually really cute. I think she's got really nice attire that sort of reflects her personality really well. I think I'm gonna put her in alright waifu tier. Her personality is a bit of a turn-off for me. I don't know why I'd never liked Leth. I don't like the aggressive tone she's got going on. Was never a big fan of that at all. Next up is Lilina, and I'm sorry guys, I'm putting her in jail. She's too young to marry, guys. Like, just wait a couple years, okay? She belongs with Roy anyway, so just relax. Then we have Limstella, and apparently, me and Luis actually discussed this earlier. Apparently, she's like a non-gendered person. She's actually listed in the Cypher game as, like, non-gendered, so she's actually, like, she doesn't have a gender, which she just, like, has a female name. So I don't really know where to write her. Like, I mean, she's good looking, I guess. I'm just gonna put her into average waifu tier. I don't really have a relationship with Limstella as, like, a waifu type unit. Next up is Linda, and I think Linda is a girl that's, like, in some of the games she would be a jail girl. In other games she would be, like, in the games that she looks older, she would probably be, like, hot. But just because she looks very underage in a lot of the games she's in, I'm just gonna put her in jail. Sorry, guys. Next up is Liza, and again, I'm not gonna put her in jail because she's a little bit older than the rest of the jail girls, but for me, Liza doesn't do a whole lot. It's kind of surprising, honestly, because she's a blonde girl with pigtails, but I don't know why. I just never a big fan of Liza. Look at her and I just go like, not really. I was waiting for this one. Luis. Yeah, well, this is an easy one. Straight to top tier. Now, some people will want me to, like, do the whole Luis versus Claire thing. I will say it again, I said it many times before. Claire is hotter than Louise. Like, she's more attractive physically. Her personality and appearance, the fact that she has a voice actor helps. So Claire is physically on a scale more attractive than Louise, but Louise is a better wife. Like, if I had a choice between, like, say Louise was unmarried, she's not with Pent yet, and I had a choice, do you want to marry Claire or Louise? I would marry Louise. But on a scale of pure attractiveness, Claire is more attractive than Louise. Next up is Lucia, and I love Lucia. I actually like her even with short hair. That says a lot, right? Great legs, great figure, bad unit, but really attractive. She goes into hot tier. Lucina, I'm not gonna put her in shit tier. That would be mean, but I just don't see the hype with Lucina at all. She goes into average waifu tier for me. She's just so bland. Laura Bailey did a good job voicing her, and she's not ugly, but she never did anything for me. She's just like gender bent Marth. I don't know. I'm gonna make a lot of people mad. Next up is Lute, and Lute is cute, but pretty average for me. And yeah, looks like we have to shrink the tier list. Either that, or I guess we could just go down, and then we could just go up if we place her in the... Yeah, I think I don't really want to shrink the tier list anymore than I currently have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it bigger again. Like so. And then I'm just going to go down here, and I'm just going to drag the waifus up into the respective tier. Because, like, if I shrink it a lot more now, it's going to be impossible to see it, so... So yeah, next up we have Lynn. Ooh, Lynn. Lynn is obviously very hot, but does she belong in hot waifu tier or right waifu tier? She's not one of my favorites, not by far, actually. But I think she probably belongs in hot tier. I mean, she does have some of the greatest legs and thighs in the series, and I'm a big thigh guy, so... Yeah, I think she belongs in hot waifu. Next up is Liar. She doesn't belong in jail, I think. But... she's not bad looking, Liar. Definitely not bad looking. But I think I would probably place her in average waifu tier. You know what? She is one of the worst units in Radiant Dawn. I feel like that should count for something. Let's put her in shit waifu tier. I do like her choker, though. That's a cute one. Ooh, next up is Mei. I love Mei. Not just the fact that she's voiced by Charami Lee, which is one of my favorite voice actors. After Alexis Tipton, of course. But I just love her personality in Echoes. I love her appearance. Even though the boob plate is a bit ridiculous, I still find it amazing. Love Mei. She's great. Next up we have... oh my god. I actually forgot her name. Oh, the eye patch girl from New Mystery of the Emblem. What was her name? Oh my god, I actually forgot. I actually forgot her name. It's something. She reminds me of, like, a mixture between Nyla and Echidna. Which is cool, but I'm gonna place her in average tier. I'm sorry, I don't even remember her name. Next up is Malaysia? Malaysia? I think that's Malaysia. Sorry, she goes to jail. I know, actually, she shouldn't go to jail because she is apparently old enough to marry. The whole story in the game is that they tell a bunch of men that she's 10 years old, so that she won't get taken away. But that only concludes that she could pass as a 10-year-old. So that's why she goes to jail. Marsha! Marsha is... I actually think she's really cute, but again, short hair, average. Next up we have Maribel, and oh my god, Maribel. Yes, I love Maribel. She goes straight to top tier for me, but where does she go into top tier? I think I would probably place her... I like Maribel a lot. She's a noble woman. I love her attire. I love her little umbrella that she has in her cipher art. I think I'm gonna place her above... below La Rochelle, I think. Love her little curly blonde hair. It's really, really cute. Just her pompous, sassy personality does a lot for me. Then we have... oh my god, we got so many left. It's gonna be over an hour long for sure. Maria, sorry, go to jail. Marissa is a girl that I actually had a big crush on first time I played Sacred Stones. I love her legs. I think she belongs in the hot waifu tier for sure. I think that she... Again, she's clearly very gorgeous, but I'm not a big fan of her personality or her performance as a unit. Oh. Alright. Next up, we have Matilda. And Matilda actually goes into top tier for me, but she doesn't rank very highly in it. She's above Kaguro, above Heather and Clarice and Sheeta and Celica, but not above Maribel. Some of you might be a bit shocked because she's like a big titty mommy, but I'm not a big fan of Matilda's personality, and I always felt the way she acted with Clyde was very strange to me. I don't know why, but I was never a big fan of their supports at all. I was like, is this how a couple talk to each other? I don't know. I was never a huge fan of Matilda's dialogue in the game. But design-wise, mwah. Kildori. Kildori's cute. She's basically like a Cordelia clone, but not as hot as Cordelia, I'd say. I'm gonna put her in alright waifu tier. Sorry, I'm gonna try to actually get it. I have to scroll up and down now because the list is getting so big, so I'm gonna have to scroll a little bit. Hope that's fine with you guys. Meg, lol, shit waifu. Mia, I will, like, I think you only get, like, their young appearance in this tier list, but I will say, like, Path of Radiance Mia would probably be jail, but Radiant Dawn Mia is really hot. She definitely goes into hot waifu tier. I love how she looks post-time skip. Then we have Micaiah. I think Micaiah also probably belongs in hot waifu tier. I really like her attire. She's got some of the best design in the series, but she doesn't quite belong in top tier waifu for me. Then we have, oh my god, this is Media. I actually like Media a lot. Not so big fan of her like portrait in Shadow Dragon, but I love her cipher art. I'm gonna put Media into hot waifu tier. She's got some, what the hell? Oh, I don't know what happened there, but yeah, she definitely goes into hot tier. I think she looks like a hotter Isadora in my opinion. Just wish she was better as a unit. Next up we got Midori. She's a little bit too young looking for me, guys. I'm sorry, she goes to jail. Then we got Mikoto. Mikoto doesn't do anything for me. I wouldn't say she's shit, but I'm gonna she's just average, you know? She's just average. Then we got Mila. She's okay, I guess. Never really developed a huge relationship with this character. I like her attire, but I don't know. She's average for me. I don't really have anything else to say. Minerva. I like Minerva a lot as a unit, but looks-wise and waifu-wise, she's not a big favorite of mine. Then we have Milady. I think it's the same thing with Milady. She's a really good unit, one of my favorite units in Binding Blade, but waifu-wise, doesn't do a whole lot for me. Fucking... God damn it. I actually forgot her name. I know her name. I know his son's name is Lauren. Oh my god. Muriel. Well, that should tell you all you need to know. Shit waifu. Not a big fan of her personality or her appearance. Just, nah. Doesn't do it for me. She annoys the shit out of me in Awakening. Every time she talks, I'm like, ugh, just please shut up. Mists, sorry, goes to jail. I know in Radiant Dawn she's technically an adult, but... And I think her Radiant Dawn design is actually really cute, but... Sorry, she goes to jail. I don't even remember this girl's name. She's one of the kids in Fates. Mikuni? I don't fucking know. Sorry, you go to jail. Female Morgan... I don't have a relationship with female Morgan at all. I'm not sure if I should go... I'm really undecided if this is like jail or shit waifu. I'm just gonna put jail, because I don't know. And then we got Mosu. I'm also gonna put Mosu in jail. I'm sorry, guys. I know you can marry her in Fate. She looks too young to me, okay? I can't help it. I just... The jail tier is jail when I'm like, this girl is too young looking for me to consider marrying her. That's just... I don't care if she's legal or not, technically. Same thing with Myrrh. Next up, we have Nagi, and ooh, Nagi. She, I feel like hot waifu is probably appropriate for her. You know, you can't really go wrong with those titties. You really can't. Next up, we have... No, wait. This is Naga. This is Nagi. Nagi. I'm probably gonna put her into average waifu tier. I was never a big fan of Nagi. Like, she's just like Naga, but without the tits. I know Nagi's got some tits as well, but they're not as exposed, if you will. Nah, I'm gonna put her in jail tier. I'm just like... I like Na, actually, as a character. Or I have like a love or hate relationship with her, but in terms of her looks, she's jail tier for me. Nyla is a girl that I know a lot of people love, but for me, she doesn't really do a whole lot. Not a big fan of the... Again, she... Yeah, I'm not my type of waifu at all. Next up, we have Natasha. I love Natasha. She's a bit plain looking. I think she belongs in like alright waifu tier. Or maybe hot. Actually, I'm gonna put her in hot, because she's a blonde priestess. Like, you can't really go wrong with that. But I understand why a lot of people don't like Natasha. Next up, we have Nami, and Nami is... I'm sorry, I'm gonna put her in shit waifu tier. She's not jail looking, but I just... She cries. That's her personality. Ugh. Short hair, she cries, and she's an archer. Bad. Nephany, I think we'll put in hot waifu tier. I think that Nephany's probably a little bit overrated in terms of looks. Like, a lot of people would just straight up put her in top tier. I don't think she belongs in top tier. I think she belongs in hot. Maybe alright. She's got some really good legs on her. She's really cute looking. I do like her design a lot. But she's not, like, the best thing since sliced bread. Like, I think people definitely hype her up a little bit too much. But she is good looking. Next up, we got Nima, and Nima definitely goes straight into top. Yeah, no. I would like to meme on Nima, but she's a shit waifu. I mean, she's too old. She's too old. I love Nima as a unit. Best warps range in the game. But not a big fan of her as a waifu. Ninian. I like Ninian. She's definitely hot. She's gorgeous. I love her dress and design. She looks like a snow angel. But she's a little bit boring, but she's good enough to be placed in hot waifu tier. Next up is Nino. Sorry, go to jail. Noir. Don't know how you pronounce this. Not a big fan of Noir. Yes, she's got big tits, but not a big fan of the whole, like, occasionally go crazy. Sorry, shit tier. Next up is, wait, what? Isn't this Anna? Or wait, am I completely off the mark here? Isn't this just Anna again? No, wait. This is the bonus. This is the archer I never get because I don't play the tutorial. This is the, oh my god, it's the, god, I fucking don't remember her name. I knew I'd struggle a little bit with this one. This is, god damn it, I don't remember right now, but she's the redheaded archer girl that you get if you play the tutorial in Shadow Dragon, which I never do, so, sorry, shit waifu. Noe, go to jail. Nina, I love Princess Nina. She's actually top tier for me, but she's in the bottom of the top tier. But I actually think she's super gorgeous. I love her dress. Like, a war was started over this woman. You know she's hot when a war breaks out. Nyx, go to jail. I know she's old, but she goes to jail. Obro, I actually really like Obro, but she's not hugely attractive to me. I think I'm gonna place her in, like, alright tier. I love her voice. And I think her attire is really cool, but like on a waifu scale, she doesn't do a whole lot for me. Again, I'm gonna try not to say that every other time, but it's just a sentence that really sums up my thoughts without me having to go into great detail. Olivia, I'm actually not a huge Olivia fan. Believe it or not, she is not like someone who just makes me go "Ow!" But I'm placing her in alright tier. At least she's a dancer. There's some merit in being a dancer. Next up is Ophelia. I do love Ophelia. Her attire is great. God, I love it when cosplayers cosplay Ophelia. She goes into hot tier for sure. Then we have Orochi. Orochi is really hot. I hate her as a unit, but man, she's got some great tits. She goes into hot tier just for her attire and tits alone, in my opinion. Like, those things are massive. Next up is Paula, and Paula also definitely belongs in the hot tier. I think, again, I will say, just like with Katria, I think like the fandom really makes her a lot thicker than she is, but I feel like she definitely belongs in the hot waifu tier. She is a pretty woman. Next up we got Parn, Yarn, no, that's Pan. That's her son. Again, says something about an Awakening character when I don't even remember their name. Shit waifu, sorry. Too much fur on her body for my taste. I do like her hero's art, though. It's actually really good. Next up is Patrine. I like Patrine. I still remember the reaction I had to her the first time I saw her. I was like, whoa, those are some titties. Is she hot, though? I think she's hot. She's probably hot. Yeah, she belongs in hot tier. Like, I don't like her personality, per se, but she definitely belongs in hot tier. Next up, we have, oh my god, that Pegasus lady who got killed in Awakening. Nah, sorry. If this is your waifu, you just need better taste. Oh, Perry. Perry. If only I could, like, place you her multiple times, that'd be nice. I don't think I need to explain why Perry goes into shit waifu tier, do I? Then we got Priscilla. Priscilla's cute. She's not, like, one of my favorites, but she's alright. So, or in alright tier she goes. Next up is Rebecca. I actually think Rebecca is adorable. I really like Rebecca's design. Like, the whole cute village girl thing is a really big thing for me, but, I mean, she's a bad as a unit, but I still think she belongs into hot waifu tier, honestly. She is really good looking, and I love her legs. Then we have Reina. Not a big fan of Reina, honestly. I think she goes into shit tier. I mean, it's not that she's an older woman. It's not necessarily that, but it's just the whole morbid fascination with death thing just doesn't do it for me. Then we got Renea, and I am sorry, guys. I'm going to have to meme this. Renea goes into hot tier. Don't hate me, please, but I have to do it. To be fair, the first time I saw Renea in Echoes, I did say she's really hot, and a lot of people laughed at that. Rinka, I'm sorry, Rinka, you go into shit tier. I'm not a big fan of muscle women. I hate her unit in Fates, and I don't like her personality at all. Like, we are a fire tribe, we do not trust outsiders. That's her entire personality. Female Robin, I love Female Robin. She goes into hot tier for sure. I know she's not technically blonde, but I really like her. Whenever I play Super Smash, I always play blonde Robin. Sakura, oh man, it feels really unfair to place Elise in jail and not Sakura. So I'm just gonna say she's a little bit too young looking for me, but I will say I actually do think Sakura's design is really cute and adorable. I don't think you necessarily have shit taste for having Sakura as your waifu, but she goes into jail tier for me because she's just a little bit too young looking. I know some people are gonna call me out on this and like say, Mangs, why do you put like, I don't know, like Naomi and shit waifu and not jail? Like, I don't know, man. I'm doing this on the fly, and my decision making may not be perfect. Soniki, sorry, you go to jail. I like Soniki as a character a lot, though. Sairi, I know she's technically supposed to be like the Lin of Awakening, but I just never had a relationship with Sairi. She was just died on the map I encountered her in. I'm not a big fan. She goes into shit tier waifu. I'm sorry, I just don't have a relationship with this woman at all. Scarlet's, I think Scarlet's actually pretty cool. I don't like the short here, but I'm gonna place her in average tier. It's a shame what happened to her in Revelations, though. It's just a shame that Revelations happened at all, really. Then we have, god damn it, why? I should not be forgetting this woman's name. Fucking Camus, female Camus. Oh my god. I think, like, after an hour of doing this, I'm starting to get a bit tired. Freaking... Why do I not remember her name? God damn it. Shit waifu. No, okay, she's pretty. I'm gonna put her in alright waifu tier, but her personality is dumb. Sarah? Oh my god. Like, I feel like a lot of people think she should go to jail, but I just think Sarah's really cute. She's not hot. She's alright. I don't know. I like Sarah. Don't blame me. Setsuna, I hate Setsuna. She goes into shit waifu tier. I just think her personality is dumb. Severa, she goes straight into top tier waifu, but I think Severa's actually, like, despite being a redhead, she ranks really high for me. I think she might just be in my top 3, honestly. It doesn't help that when I first encountered her in Awakening, she was blonde, so my initial impression of Severa was that she was blonde. I didn't know that children changed their hair colors, so, yeah. She goes into top tier for me. I just love Severa. I love Tsundere girls. I love her design. Everything about her, just like, I love Severa. I can't help it. She's my Achilles heel. Rajat, I don't really have a relationship with Rajat at all. Feels kind of weird to put her in shit tier. I'm just gonna put her in average. Next up is Shima, and I really love Shima, actually. Shima's great. I'm gonna put Shima in hot waifu, actually. She's got some of the best that cipher out of her in the dress is so good. Oh my god, I love it. Then we got Sigrun. I really like Sigrun. It's a good thing she's got added to heroes. I'm going to put her in hot waifu tier. She's a busty Pegasus Knight. You can't really go wrong with that. Then we got Silk. Oh, God, I love Silk. Oh, my God, her voice actor. Oh, every time she talks, it's like, oh, my God, just in my pants. She goes into hot for sure. Not top tier, but hot. I also like her booty dress. It's great. Then we have Soleil. Ugh, Soleil goes into shit. I don't even want to fucking discuss Soleil, man. Sonya. Sonya is very attractive, but I hate her personality. I feel like she should be, like, hot just because of her attire and corset. I do love myself some corsets, but man, I'm not a big fan of Sonya as a personality. But Sonya, on the other hand, she definitely deserves the hot white. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put Sonya up down to alright, because I just don't feel like Sonya deserves to share tier with Sonya, because Sonya is way better than Sonya. If that makes sense. Next up is Sophia. For me, she's too young looking. She's also a bad unit. Then we got Sophia and Sophie. Yeah, of course, they're alphabetically arranged, so of course. She's just a little too young looking for me. I'm sorry, guys. I just also don't have a big relationship with her. Oh, cool. Oh, wow. Premium arranged soundtrack. Let's go. So, Sue. I'm not a big fan of Sue. She never did a whole lot for me. Why did the music stop? Give me a second. High quality right here. Yes, I'd like to keep watching. Yes, I'm playing a YouTube video in the background. That's literally how professional we are in this video. Sorry, I don't have a lot of time to edit this because I'm going on vacation, so but yeah, Sue is actually, you know what? I'm gonna put Sue in. Nah, she belongs in average tier. She doesn't belong in shit, I think. But I'm not a big fan of Sue. Sully. I will actually put Sully in shit tier. She does nothing for me. Too masculine for my tastes and short hair. Not a big fan. Sumia, I love Sumia. She is not hot, but she's alright. She's like borderline hot tier. I think she's cute. Her attire is really nice. She doesn't quite belong in hot tier for me. Cyrene is pretty, but very average to me. Doesn't help that she joined so late in Sacred Stones. I don't really have a relationship with her one way or the other, but she's alright. Wait, if she's alright, I should probably put her in alright, not average. Yeah. Next up, we have Tana. Tana is gorgeous. She is an easy hot waifu for sure. Absolutely love her attire. Her long, bright, like, ponytails are amazing. Great legs. Love this woman. Tanith? I like Tanith. She's alright. I know for gas, she would be top tier. Short hair doesn't do it for me. So I'm gonna put her in alright. But as far as alright goes, she's pretty okay. Thea. Thea. I don't think she belongs in jail. Thea's average to me, I think. She's pretty plain looking. Not a big fan. Frickin' Tatiana. Tatiana is pretty. Not like super pretty. I think she belongs in hot, but she's alright for sure. Yeah, she's alright. Then we have Tetis. Tetis is hot. Yeah. Tetis, like, she's a redheaded dancer. I like her attire a lot. She's got really cool moves. I think she belongs in hot tier. Definitely. Then we have Shana. Shana's average to me. I like Shana as a unit, but like waifu-wise, she's not like anything special. Tharia. Oh boy. I'm gonna put Tharia in shit waifu. I'm not a big fan of Tharia. Never was. She's got a good looking ass, but I'm sorry. I know this is probably gonna be the most controversial thing I do, but just Tharia doesn't do a lot for me personality wise. I think it was the fact that like every single cosplayer on Earth has cosplayed her. I'm just so desensitized to her right now. She doesn't do anything for me anymore. Tiki, she goes straight into top tier waifu. I actually love Tiki. She goes into the bottom of it, but she actually belongs up here with the top tier waifu. I think Tiki is actually one of the most attractive girls in the series. I love her. Next up, we got Titania. Titania goes straight into hot tier. I think Titania has some amazing design. I love her hair. She's, as I said, she's a strong, motherly character done right. I love that. Alright. Then we have Ursula. Ursula's kind of hot. I feel like in Heroes, they really like gave her way too big tits. Her tits aren't that big. But she goes into hot tier. Next up we have Vaida. I'm not a big fan of Vaida. I don't think she's shit waifu, but I think she belongs in the average tier. Short hair just doesn't do it for me. Next up is Vanessa. I think Vanessa's pretty. She's alright, I'd say. She doesn't belong in hot. She's definitely above average, but I think alright is good for her. Next up is Valoria. Valoria is cute. I don't think she belongs in the same tier as Selkie. I think Selkie is prettier than Valoria, but Valoria is alright. Next up is Vika. Vika is really pretty. I like Vika a lot. She's one of the prettiest Legoose characters from Radiant Dawn. By a huge margin. She might actually be the prettiest, so... She goes into, well, below Leanne, obviously. She goes into hot waifu tier. Next up is Wendy. Go to jail. Yumina, go to jail. Yoon, go to jail. And Yuno. Yuno is pretty. I'm not a big fan of Yuno as a unit, although I think she is pretty underrated. She goes into alright tier. Oh my god, 1 hour 10 minutes. That took a lot longer than I expected it would. Woo! Oh my god. Hope you guys are happy with this. I'm going to post a copy of this tier lists in the video description if you want to check it out. But yeah, this is my official waifu tier list. Didn't have some Drugdraw characters, I'm sorry about that, but it was the best tier list that I could find. So yeah, my top tier waifu list is Louise on first place, Claire on second, Sever on third, Leanne on fourth, Guinevere on fifth, Khalil on sixth, La Rochelle at number 7, Maribel number 9, sorry 8, I'm tired, Matilda's number 9, Celica's number 10, Sheeta's number 11, Clarice is number 12, Heather is number 13, Kagura is number 14, Nina's number 15, and Tiki at 16. And then I'm not going to go over all the others, because I haven't arranged them in any particular order. But yeah, this is my tier lists. Let me know what you guys think about it. Feel free to make your own tier list. I'm going to post a link to this one in the video description, and you guys can go check it out for yourself if you want. And yeah, let me know if you disagree or agree with some of my picks. You probably are. Yeah, thank you so much for 69,000 subscribers, guys. My name has been Mengs, and I shall see you guys next time. Bye-bye.